Awesome. Here we go. Well, welcome to Cheap Shot Cinema. And this is Cheap Shot News. I am Zach. Howdy, howdy. Today we got lots of awesome content to talk about. Mostly as normal, mostly the superhero related content. So let's just get started. Many of you, well, you know what? I don't know if you know. David just saw Split. That's cool. I want to see it. You guys need to stop talking about it. Uh, David, if you just gave me a spoiler while I was doing this, I'm going to be mad. Anyways, getting back to superhero stuff. I'm trying to not get off topic too much. Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, and for some reason Pierce Brosnan. Those guys don't seem like a group of guys that would just chill together, but you never know. They got together, threw out an Instagram of hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, you know, that a little bit. And so they're basically kind of putting together maybe some potential like, oh, we're going to throw some having trouble, David. This David over here, I got another David on here, but I'm having trouble talking, but it's okay. Anyways, they're putting this stuff out there to pretty much give us an idea of like, oh, maybe they're putting something together for Deadpool. Maybe, maybe not. That's what we're here to speculate about. You get nerds like me just talking nonstop about this kind of stuff. So is Hugh Jackman going to be in Deadpool 2? I hope so. That would be awesome if he was just lying to us about Wolverine being his last movie or Logan movie being his last movie and that now he's going to come back, reprise the role. That would be a sequel or a prequel to Logan, I would think, because it's not going to be, Deadpool's not going to be set in the future, right? No, I don't think so. I don't think Deadpool's going to be set in the future. It could be. Logan's a parallel universe from what I'm told from my producer, in-house David.
Yeah, I just found out on
On the
Nerdist, they were talking about it's a parallel universe.
Oh, fun stuff. So, you know, I'm here talking about things, and I don't even know the full extent of what I'm talking about. Maybe I should do some more research. Anyways, does it really matter? Not really. It's going to be awesome, and I hope Hugh Jackman's in Deadpool too. Now, Pierce Brosnan's the kind of one that throws a little bit of a oddity into this, just because why? Like, what is he going to provide? Because he's not going to be Cable. There's no way he is Cable. He's too British to be Cable. So I don't know how that's going to work. I'm just excited to see mostly Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds working together in some fashion for this. So let me know what you guys think on that. My speculation kind of ends there of me hoping that Hugh Jackman is part of this little show. So next topic, something that I did a good amount of research on because I didn't know much about it. There is a movie coming out. It's been announced recently, a Black Adam movie. So that's not me just being racist. That is me actually talking about a super villain from DC, and that is his character's name, Black Adam. So Dwayne Johnson, otherwise known as The Rock for anyone who grew up in the 90s, is been attached for this role for quite a few years, since about 2008. So been a long time, almost 10 years. And they've been in production of, well, I shouldn't say in production, a Shazam movie, which Black Adam is the main villain of Shazam, has been in process for a while, but DC also wanted to do a Black Adam standalone. One, because Black Adam's origin comes first, and two, because they didn't want Black Adam, David Taylor is correcting me while I'm talking. Am I not saying Black Adam? Maybe I'm saying atom, as in the particle. I don't know. Either way. Anyways, so they were going to do a movie solely based around him. One, because Dwayne Johnson is particularly, he's a popular entity right now. He's one of the largest, he's one of the largest men in Hollywood right now, literally and figuratively. So that's kind of cool that they're putting that together. If you're not familiar with Black Adam and Shazam, I would definitely suggest looking into it. They have both very cool backstories, very unique. a little more creative than a lot of superheroes, in my opinion, that you're probably familiar with, such as like Superman and things like that. But I'm excited about this after looking into their backstories and really digging deep into the history of those two. I'm a lot more excited about this movie now. Probably wasn't as much even 2-3 days ago, just because I didn't know too much about the characters. So let me know if you're excited about that. That's something that I'm super interested in. That's probably not going to happen until sometime in 2018 from what I see. Next topic, we're going to stick with DC. Continuing with that news in the DC realm, they have finally decided to get off their butts and reboot Green Lantern. So, if you didn't know, in 2011, Ryan Reynolds was the last Lantern, and that movie is probably the worst superhero movie in the modern era. Let me know if you disagree. Please throw some out, because that's kind of what I'm thinking. And so they recently put out a list of their contenders, their short list of who they want to play Green Lantern again. And so we have Tom Cruise, because he definitely still looks like he's 30. No, I don't know why he's on that list. That doesn't make sense to me. Jake Gyllenhaal, that one makes more sense. Bradley Cooper also makes sense. And Ryan Reynolds? Really? Again, guys? Are you rebooting it? Or are you just trying to keep the same sucking going on? I mean, I like Ryan Reynolds, but that doesn't seem like a great idea. Anyways, what do you guys think? Who do you think it should be? The shortlist also includes Joel McHale, which I do not think he has the range to play an actual like superhero that has emotions outside of just being sarcastic. Also, one of my favorites on the list is Armie Hammer. I think out of that list of 5 or 6 or however many people I just listed off, I think Arnie's the best. He's the youngest, first of all, and I actually think he looks a decent amount like Hal Jordan. And I think he's got the acting chops to do it. Catwoman should not be the next Green Lantern. I don't know what you guys are arguing about. I just saw Catwoman. So, anyways, continuing on with that. So, I think it should be Armie Hammer. Let me know what you guys think. I am not well versed in the Green Lantern universe, so I don't know. I have heard some people that may or may not be in this room say Nathan Fillion. I think he's too old and fat to play that role, but he could lose weight. He's definitely not older than Tom Cruise, so, and he has voiced the Green Lantern on more than one occasion, and I actually like that kind of cocky attitude that he brings. So anyone who's seen Firefly knows that's kind of the attitude we want out of a Lantern, or at least Hal Jordan Lantern. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Otherwise, I'm thinking maybe you just give the ring to Batman and just you can all go to hell, because Batman with the ring of power? No, it's just the Green Lantern ring. The Ring of Power was from Lord of the Rings. I'm getting things confused. And yeah, I think Batman could use it well, although the nerds out there would probably disagree with me. Well, I have the YouTube channel that 7 people were watching just a second ago. So, you know, obviously I have the power here. So the final thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about, oh, actually not the final thing. This is the second to final thing that I'm going to talk about. Question for anyone who is watching. Do you guys remember when the Terminator franchise was still good? Yeah, I really don't either, because I was actually 2 the last time a good Terminator movie came out. T2 was released in '91, and then ever since then, we've gotten very mediocre stuff. Although, I will say, Terminator Salvation wasn't horrible. It just wasn't great. T3 was bad. I haven't seen Genesis. Just the fact that it's rated PG-13 just bothers me. But apparently, it was announced as of yesterday that James Cameron, the man, the myth, the legend, James Cameron, is looking to actually reboot the Terminator franchise with Deadpool director Tim Miller. So other than that, there's really no other information we have on this. But for you people who like Terminator, you got to be excited about this, because he was the guy that did it. T2 is, I don't even think I can say arguably the best. It is the best of the Terminator movies. I think you just take a quick look at like IMDb and get people's opinion on it, and they would say the same. So don't really have any other details than Cameron wants to be involved in this. And if Cameron wants to be involved in it, I guarantee a studio gets on board, because we're not about making new stuff. We're making about stuff that we know can make money. That's what today's Hollywood's all about. So I'm excited for that fashion. I think way too much is being put on Tim Miller. He directed Deadpool, and everybody's going crazy for him now. It was Ryan Reynolds that really made Deadpool everything that it is. So Tim Miller being attached to this is very meh to me. Even though James Cameron is attached to this, I mean, that's something to be excited about. I'm in wait and see mode right now, just because I feel like it's so played out. There are so many cool things you could do with the Terminator stories, and they've wasted their opportunities on several occasions now. And why not just go back and just nuke? Why don't you go back to the past and just nuke a city? Like, if you really wanted to do it, or go back and kill like John Connor's great grandmother or something. You know, if you really wanted to do it, I feel like they're just playing cat and mouse a little bit. The machines need purpose in life, and that purpose is to try to kill John Connor and fail at it. So hopefully you guys are interested. I'm semi-interested, but also wait and see. Boston, you say Tom Hardy needs to be a superhero. I completely agree with that statement. A while ago, Tom Hardy was actually, it wasn't even speculation. He didn't really even talk about this. Tom Hardy had mentioned, or not even Tom Hardy didn't mention, somebody basically created fan art that Tom Hardy was Wolverine. So with Hugh Jackman, quote unquote, retiring now from the Wolverine character, a lot of people have wanted Tom Hardy to take up that mantle. I think that'd be a good option. Something that I don't think I've actually talked about, but he himself has hinted at, he could potentially be the next James Bond, actually. So that would be super cool. He is suave. I'm not afraid to admit this as a man. He is sexy. And yeah, he could beat ass too. He would be probably the toughest James Bond. Phrasing, boom. Drew. Yeah, I kind of realized it as I was saying it too. I was like, no, I'm just gonna own it now. Drew's gonna appreciate that later from work. You know who I'm talking about. Anyways, so I kind of got off topic there, but thanks, Boston, for the input. That was actually a good topic to talk about. Final thing I'm gonna touch on is we've gotten the Star Wars new title, and it might be the best title in a Star Wars movie, in my opinion. The Last Jedi. Episode 8 is now The Last Jedi. So one thing that brings up problematic is now we can't refer to Return of the Jedi as Jedi anymore. We have to make sure everyone's on the same page. But The Last Jedi, if anyone had any confusion on this, The Last Jedi is Luke. And I can say that for certain because in the Force Awakens scroll, it specifically calls Luke Skywalker the Last Jedi. So let's get rid of all of that confusion. And if it's not Luke, then they're purposely being confusing. So he is the Last Jedi, in my opinion. So what I'm going to talk about then in that regard is we're going to focus heavily on Luke. And I think we could have probably assumed from Force Awakens that the new story was going to be primarily focused on Luke and Rey and building Rey's skills and then going on to fight Kylo / what's his face? The big scary guy that was a hologram. Snoke. There it is. Thanks, producer. And yeah, so I have very little other speculation than that. One thing I will mention, if you don't hear me talking about Star Wars a ton on here, is because me and Mike Gibson, the other guy that does the website, we have a podcast called Home One that is specifically about Star Wars. So some of that stuff I reserve for that podcast. Jedi can be singular or plural. You're technically correct. That is the best type of correct. Agreed. So you are right, David. That just seems like, I don't know. I'm not going to disagree with you. You're right. But I feel like just based on information we have at this point in time, it's probably referring to one person. Could be wrong. Rey definitely seems to be like she is on the path of becoming a Jedi. So we'll see what happens with that. So that's going to wrap it up for me. I'll give you guys a couple more seconds to ask me any questions that I am not obligated to answer while I'm recording. So just so you know that. But anyways, otherwise, I'm going to be done. Thank you very much for watching. The whole 4 viewers that are watching at the moment. I think I was up to 7 at one point in time. That was cool. Anyways, my name is Zach. You can check us out on YouTube at Cheap Shot Cinema. Just YouTube Cheap Shot Cinema. Twitter and Facebook, Cheap Shot Cinema. Otherwise, you can find us on our website at cheapshotcinema.com for other interesting content and videos and podcasts. So, thanks again for showing up. I very much appreciate it. I will be back hopefully next Tuesday unless something crazy happens. Next Tuesday around this time. So, come out again and I'll answer some more questions for you. You guys have a great day. Bye.